Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for cheap and fast coins. Use code ZIRK for 30% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video. And today, I'm going to be going over my top 5 best players at every position on offense in Madden 20. Now, I did make this video a long time ago, and you guys seem to really enjoy the video, and you guys showed so much support that I actually did one on the defensive side of the ball as well. So if you guys enjoyed this video, and it did help you guys out in terms of like picking out your team, who you want to pick up for your team, drop a like on the video, and if this video gets to 2,000 likes, I'll go ahead and do this for the defensive side of the ball as well. So we have a lot of players to go over. Obviously, I'm not going to do fullback or offensive line because that's pretty obvious who those top players are. But I'm doing quarterbacks, tight ends, running backs, and wide receivers. So with that being said, let's get into it. So starting off at number 5, I'm going to go with Steve Young. Now, the reason why I have Steve Young at number 5 is because he's obviously not the best in terms of throwing accuracies or speed of any other QBs on this list, but he's got all that, and he's also got pretty dang good abilities. And keep in mind, I'm not taking price into effect at all with this. It doesn't matter what their price is, just straight up, how good are they in the game. I think Steve Young is number 5 because he does have some really good abilities. Dashing Deadeye, I think, is very important when it comes to QBs. And Escape Artist. If a QB does not have Escape Artist, they're probably not going to be on this list, because to me, Escape Artist is so necessary this year with how good edge rush, pass rush is. Steve Young, 86 speed, 93 throw power, 95 short, 95 medium, 92 deep. He gets, of course, Dashing Deadeye, gets all the good abilities. Steve Young is definitely a top 5 QB. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Michael Vick, and I want to throw this out there because I feel like people might comment about him. Kyler Murray is not going to be on this list. If he was going to be anywhere, it would have been at number 5, but I decided to go with Steve Young over Kyler. But Michael Vick here coming to number 4. If you guys are looking to pick up any sort of quarterback long-term that does not have their final upgrade yet, Michael Vick is probably your guy. Honestly, Mike Vick's probably the dude. 93 speed, 96 throw power, 89 short, 86 medium, 91 deep. It's really all about that speed, though. That's why he's number 4 ahead of Steve Young, even though the throwing stats on Steve Young are better in terms of like the short, the medium, and I believe the deep as well. Michael Vick is just a playmaker, and he has another card coming his way, but that doesn't come into effect in this list at all. But just mentioning it, he's going to get an Ultimate Legend card at some point. So if you want to get Mike Vick to power him up to get his Ultimate Legend, which will be an endgame card, not a bad idea, and he's still got 93 speed, 95 excel. If you like read options, you like RPOs, you like to take off with your QB, Vick is definitely your guy over Steve Young. Coming up at QB number 3, I'm going to go with Russell Wilson. 97 overall, he's got 87 speed, 92 throw power, 93 short, 90 medium, 95 deep. Card all around is pretty good. I mean, take a look at his stats. He also gets very good abilities. You power him up, you'll be up to 99 throwing the run. Russell Wilson definitely is an end game type of card. He doesn't have, the best speed, only up to 88 if you powered up, but his throwing stats are definitely good enough to be your QB the rest of the year as well. Also, the reason why I have Russell Wilson number 3, I do know that Steve Young and him are very comparable in terms of their stats, but Steve Young does beat him, and quite a few of the throwing stats as well is strictly the abilities. The QB playmaker ability is so clutch because it literally allows you to reroute any player on the field. If the closest player to you immediately will move around the field. And that is so big for scramble plays, which obviously you're going to do Russell Wilson or with Steve Young. And Steve Young doesn't get QB playmaker. That's why I have Russell Wilson at number 3. And of course at QB 2 and QB 1, we have Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. Now really, this is a really tough decision for me on who I personally think would be number 1. And in my personal opinion, between Patrick Mahomes and between Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar is probably the number 1 QB in the game currently. Patrick Mahomes is number 2. Keep in mind this is powered up Patrick Mahomes on -1 on every one of his stats. I mean, obviously Mahomes is going to be the better thrower of the football, but Lamar Jackson, you power him up, you put Sprinter on him, you have John Madden, you can get him up to 99 speed, he's got 96 acceleration as well, 73 carrying, and of course his spin and juke is a 91 and 98. When it comes to running, read options, when it comes to scrambling, there is no better QB in the game currently than Lamar Jackson, and plus his throwing stats are still pretty dang good. He can definitely still throw the ball very efficiently, so I have to go with Lamar as number 1. However, Pat Mahomes, you could say 1A, 1B here. It really comes down to your style of offense. Personally, though, I wish I could have Lamar Jackson, but I am not spending $2.8 million on him. I'm going to wait for Michael Vick's next card to come out because it probably will be very, very comparable to this Lamar Jackson, and either will cause Lamar's price to drop down or Vick will be cheaper. But Mahomes and Lamar, you could pick really either which one. And it does bring me great joy to not throw Eric Dickerson on this list of best running backs. But top 5 running backs, number 5, I'm going to go with Sweetness, Walter Payton. 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 94 agility, 91 carrying, 75 catch, 91 elusiveness, 92 trucking, and 95 break tackle. If it weren't for another running back who's going to be on this list coming out, I probably would still be using Walter Payton, honestly. He's got 75 catching, as well as the juke and spin. You guys see he's got 89, 92, with 93 stiff arm. Payton's still really, really good. At running back number 4, though, I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. He's got 93 speed, 95 excel, 99 agility, 91 carrying, with an 87 catch. 95 elusiveness, but only a 57 truck, which is why he's going to be so low on this list, with an 87 break tackle. If his trucking was just higher and the break tackle was higher, he'd definitely be a lot higher on this list. I did do gameplay with him. He just felt a tad bit too slow and wasn't really able to break any tackles. But I mean, in terms of a catching running back, you literally cannot get any better. He's basically a wide receiver. 94 spin, 96 juke move. The card is still really good, but the speed, I just like it to be 1 or 2 more higher, and I could get over the trucking with this card, but he still is a top 5 back. And speaking of speed, coming in number 3, we have Raheem Mostert, which I know he doesn't have the best trucking either, but it is better than Christian McCaffrey. He has 66 catching, but he's got 96 speed, 97 excel, with an 88 break tackle, and a 92 elusiveness with 91 agility. Also today, he just got the ability to be able to get powered up, so that's, you know, definitely help him out quite a bit. But if you take a look here at his spin and juke, he's got a 95 juke move, 88 spin, 83 stiff arm. I mean, you power this card up, you can easily get that to 99 speed. So Mostert definitely has to be number 3. And at number 2 and number 1, I'm going to go with Marcus Allen at 2. And yes, I'm still going with Bo Jackson at number 1. Bo Jackson's just glitchy. I'm still using Bo Jackson. May use Bo Jackson for a long, long time. I know we're about to get a new Chris Johnson card with the Combine, but I probably won't switch because I honestly love Bo Jackson's card. You can see here, Marcus Allen, 94 speed, 93 excel. You can add +1 if you want to because I do have Bo powered up. Still would be -1 speed from Bo Jackson. Same acceleration, a little bit higher agility, same carrying. Catching is a lot better there. We only have 90 elusiveness though, 91 trucking, 91 break tackle, which really the big difference is that Bo Jackson gets bruiser, and I believe I have jukebox on him, I want to say as well, which I definitely love to have. Marcus Allen, you can see when it comes to his juke and spin, 94, 91, Bo Jackson 92 juke with a 90 spin move, and the stiff arm's actually the same. So if you add 1 of course to Marcus Allen and everything there, they're pretty dang similar, but it just comes down to the +1 speed, the trucking, the break tackle, the elusiveness. I think I'd rather go with Bo. So now let's get into the wide receivers, and yes, at wide receiver number 5, I'm going with Devin Hester. Why am I going with Hester when a whole bunch of other wide receivers currently are quicker? A whole bunch of other wide receivers have got human joystick as well. It's that X factor, man. Not being able to fumble, to me, makes him such a big playmaker out there because you can use him on kick returns, you can use him on punt returns, you can hit him on a drag, take a big hit from Sean Taylor, take a big hit from Brian Dawkins. He will not fumble unless he gets tackled for a loss. To me, that makes him still a top 5 player in this game, a top 5 wide receiver in ways, because he's one of the best playmakers in this game. A little bit lower on the list. Maybe you don't agree with this one. Maybe you want to replace him. But I think that X factor really does make him still number 5 for me. He's got 95 speed and 94 acceleration. And of course, you can put human joystick on him. You can put jukebox on him. You can put the X factor on him. 91 spin, 92 juke. Still number 5 for me. It definitely feels weird to say Randy Moss is not even a top 3 wide receiver currently in the game, but he's bound to get an Ultimate Legend upgrade at some point. He's got 94 speed, 95 jumping, 93 catch, with a 90 catch in traffic, 95 spectacular catch. His route running, short and medium, 89 and 88 with a 95 deep route running, and you guys already know about his X factor, obviously. Chuck it up 55 plus yards in the first play, and he's guaranteed to catch it, which is pretty insane. But you only get it for 1 down, and then after that he's just back to normal Randy Moss, which normal Randy Moss is still really, really good. But at this point in the game, I'm going to put him at wide receiver number 4. Now, I feel like this one is going to shock a ton of you, especially if you watch my videos consistently, because you always hear me talking about speed, right? When it comes to wide receivers especially. Michael Thomas. Go watch my gameplay. If you have not seen the Michael Thomas gameplay, I urge you to go watch it, because honestly, in terms of wide receivers hanging on to basically every single catch, catching everything, Michael Thomas did that. His card's only got 91 speed, and like I said, you guys always hear me talk about the speed because I feel like you can't use slow wide receivers. This is my one exception, and he's number 3. 92 jumping, 98 catching, 97 catch traffic, 96 spec catch, great route running. Michael Thomas made such insane catches for me. He has to be at least number 3. And at wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 1, I'm going with Tyreek Hill and Calvin Johnson. Again, go watch the Calvin Johnson gameplay because this man is incredible. I've actually got him to 99 speed on my team with John Madden and also with Sprinter. He's got 99 speed for me with 98 jumping, 96 spec catch, 95 catching traffic. Tyreek Hill, of course, easily can be boosted to 99 speed. He as well does get human joystick, which makes him, again, one of those playmakers, you know, very similar to Devin Hester. I have to put him with Hester because strictly, like, he's overall just like an actual wide receiver. He has good route running, great catching stats. Well, not great catch stats, but he has good catching stats. And 99 speed with human joystick. I have to put him at number 2. But Calvin, for me, at 6'5", with the ability to get to 99 speed if you can, and in general, just the base card stats, he's so dang ridiculous. Even on the pack and play, I have one of his set pieces with like 95 speed. He still can get aggressive catches in the back of the end zone on high point fades for me. Like, it is just ridiculous what Calvin Johnson can do. Has to be the best wide receiver in the game right now. So at the final position, let's go with tight ends, of course. And I want to say, I want to show this to you guys basically. I had a very tough decision between going with Crumpler at tight end number 5 or going with Tony Gonzalez, and I actually decided to go with Tony. You guys see the stack comparison here. The biggest difference to me is the route running and the height. I know the run blocking does go to Crumpler, but basically everything else does go to Tony. You can -1 on everything on Tony Gonzalez, but he still is 2 speed faster. Strength does go to Crumpler. Catching will be the same. Catch traffic +1. Spec catch will be the same, but short running still +4. Medium route running is still +4 as well. And then you take a look at the height. Really, those jump balls are so big this year. I feel like Tony has to be ahead of Algie in terms of my rankings. And you can see the jumping as well. +4 to jumping. Had to go with Tony Gonzalez at number 5. And at tight end number 4, I'm going to go with Rob Gronkowski. 86 speed, 87 strength, 93 catching, 94 catch traffic with a 93 spectacular catch. Now he doesn't have the Tony Gonzalez route running, but the run block of a 79 is deadly. He is definitely a beast with an 85 excel. Not the fastest tight end in the game. Great catching stats though, and great run block as well. And at tight ends number 3 and number 2, I'm going with Shannon Sharpe and George Kittle. You can see the stack comparison here between them powered up. Of course, George Kittle to me is powered up. Shannon Sharpe, he's got 89 speed, 86 strength, 92 catching, 93 catch traffic, 90 spectacular catch, 89 short, 90 medium. Not as good of a run blocker as George Kittle though, and of course, he got 88 excel. So their stats are extremely comparable, but Kittle does have the +2 height on him. And if you take a look at the jumping, he also has got the jumping. So do you want the catch in traffic or do you want the run block? To me, I personally got Kittle, but I think Kittle's number 3. I do think Shannon Sharpe is probably the better tight end because if you power him up, of course, he'll have 1 better speed than Kittle, and that catch in traffic is pretty dang big. I have taken big hits before with Kittle and dropped it, which definitely sucks. He's got great run block, but I feel like catching traffic on tight ends is also pretty important. So it's like, do you want the jump ball, tall tight end with not as much catching traffic, but really good run block, or do you want Shannon Sharpe, who definitely get those catch traffic balls, 6'2", but still super quick and good enough to run block? I think I have to go with Shannon Sharpe because he does give it to 90 speed. And yes, that does mean at tight end number 1, I'm going with Antonio Gates. And Gates is actually very underrated. I don't really see a lot of people using Gates. And if you take a look at his stats, he's got 96 catch in traffic, 94 spectacular catch, 90 short, 86 medium, solid run block at a 70, with an 87 speed, and he's got 92 excel. And then if you take a look at his jumping, he's got 97 jump to 6'4", and his spin and juke is actually 86 and 86. That's really good with an 86 stiff arm. Antonio Gates is deadly. Like, he is honestly really good. Not enough people talk about Antonio Gates. But with that being said, guys, that is my list of the top 5 players at every position on offense. Comment down below and let me know who are some other players you think maybe should have been on this list. Maybe something you don't agree with what I said. Let me know down below in the comment section. Like I said, 2,000 likes on this video, and I'll do the same thing for the defense side of the ball. But I hope this video did help you guys out. And if it did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. 2K likes, I'll do it for the defense. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.